Hello, I'm a senior at the Miami Valley School, and I'm taking a TED class this fall semester. And today I'm going to talk about my Aries project and why I think the Aries project is really important. So why I think my Aries topic is basically the marketing of boats. And this fall semester we wrote a research paper, and I focused on basically how the market for the boating changed pre and post World War II. So with this Aries project, I've been able to create a lot of great relationships, which I think is really important, especially in the field work because I'm a senior, I'm going to be going into trying to get a career in the boating field, and I want to be able to get internships and connections so I can have a job after undergraduate or graduate school if I do go there. So that's what I would say the most prominent thing I think the Aries project brings to the table. So for my research paper, I talk about obviously how marketing was before World War II and post World War II. So before World War II, marketing was a tightly defined discipline, and it was basically the ideal marketer was someone who crunched numbers all day. And I noticed that through my research that during World War II, there was a lot of technologies that came to be, especially for the boat building manufacturers. And before the pre-World War II, the 4Ps were introduced in the marketing field. These were product, price, promotion, and place. And these 4 words were not just something written on paper, but they fundamentally changed the way marketing was meant to be today. So during World War II, there was this guy who created GRP, which is also known today as fiberglass. And before World War II, a lot of these people who sailed recreational and for sport and racing, their boats were not withstanding because they used wood and they were not withstanding their races. So what they wanted to do was they were using this fiberglass, experimenting with it in World War II. And Everett Pearson, who founded Pearson Yachts, discovered the product of GRP for the boating world for recreational. And using this product, Pearson applied this technology not only to race boats, but to large-scale production of recreational sailboats. So this kind of made it easier for people who wanted to sail for the racing, and it basically simplified because a lot of them were breaking, and it simplified them because they weren't breaking as much. Now, there was also another product that came to be, and it was high-quality plywood. Now, the fiberglass was great and all, but it was also very expensive and very hard to manufacture. And this was preventing the middle class from getting involved in the boating world. Only the few elite could get involved. Now, this high-quality plywood could basically replace fiberglass. It didn't replace it, but it helped the middle class grow, because after World War II, the majority of Americans were in a position to spend money on things, and they wanted things, so they were able to desire and choose to have these things. And between the average U.S. income nearly doubled between 1945 and 1973, because post World War II, a lot of people did not think that we would have a very economic growth explosion, but we actually did. It was the most exponential, I don't know if that's a word, but explosion economically, diversity, and everything after World War II. And this created a larger middle class, which we needed. These factories started becoming, they started manufacturing instead of war goods, everyday goods. And this created especially the market for small recreational sailboats. So boat builder John Harris calls it a seismic shift in the evolution of boat building materials. And this new plywood was marine grade, and it was used in World War II a little bit for airplane fuselages, wings, as well as boats for the U.S. Army. But it wasn't until after World War II it was started being mass produced, and this was able to get also yacht companies, and for yacht clubs they were able to get the youth involved in sailing, which was really great for the sport. And some of these sailors went on to become Olympics on the Olympic sailing team. So for all these materials, they brought a new customers in the light for the sport of sailing and gave boat manufacturers a more diverse customer than ever. And before World War II, there wasn't really, not the average American was not really involved, because it was a luxury item for the elite few to be on like a yacht all day. So within the past decade, the marketing concept has continued to transfer from the industrial and consumer goods organization to those of the service sector, which dominate the U.S. society. The concept of marketing is always changing because we live in a society that always on the move and at the forefront of innovative technologies. The marketers and the marketing techniques will continue to have to be adapting to these technological advances. And this is why today in marketing and also engineering this applies, you have to be creative and be up to date with the technologies, or you'll be very behind and you won't be able to control your career very well. And it takes these special individuals to market with these products to speed and certainty. And this is how the product becomes to be in today's society. Thank you.